Welcome back to 102.3 KHIGH, and I'm Viking. It's 6:45 a.m. in the morning. We have 72 degrees, partly sunny skies, winds from the southeast direction at 7 miles per hour. It's going to be a fantastic day. Go ahead and turn off that alarm clock. It's time to get up, sleepyheads. And now, on to sports. Just teasing you a little bit there. It's Kurt Thompson here on my new super duper condenser microphone. And this is about a preview of coming attractions on the Your Brass Instructor channel at YouTube. I've never given a preview of coming attractions, so this is the first, and I thought it'd be kind of interesting just to go through some of the things that are going to be coming down the pike. And also to give you a heads up on things that you may have missed that are actually already on the channel. Kurt Thompson, trumpet player and brass coach, here to tell you all about it. So, some very interesting videos are going to be coming to you soon, to a YouTube channel soon. And that YouTube channel is Your Brass Instructor. It's all one word. All right, just going down the list here. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Paul the Trombonist. He's an interesting character, and it's I went through a little bit of his stuff and was amazed that he didn't have the living legend Dave Steinmeier on his show or fly to Florida to interview and talk and play with the best trombone player, in my opinion, on the planet, Dave Steinmeier. We're going to be talking a little bit more about Paul the Trombonist in a video. Another topic for discussion that's going to be coming up on the channel is 3 things you must do to be a successful online musician and lesson teacher. And the reason I'm bringing that particular video and going to publish it is because I've noticed quite a lot of teachers that are missing a couple of things, and I'm positive they're not doing that well. So this is going to be a video for anybody that is a musician, but particularly anybody that is a musician and does lessons, private lessons, or online lessons. All right, so let's see what else. A little side note, personally, I'm actually working on transcribing a couple of really cool solos. One is by Doc Severinsen, and another one is by Bud Brisbois. And I'm working on pulling off the actual trumpet solo and then also turning the background music into a backing track that I could play along with and record. So that's something that I'm going to be doing soon. So anyway, let's keep moving right along here. All right, a video comparing the brassiness of players present and past. Have you noticed that some of the current Hollywood A-list players have kind of a thinner, almost keyboard synthesized software type of sound? Have you noticed that? It almost sounds too good. It almost doesn't sound like trumpet. It sounds maybe too pure. It doesn't have that brassiness of, say, a John Odino or Bill Chase or Maynard Ferguson or Lynn Viviano. We're going to be talking about that in that video. Another video coming your way is a video on endurance and how it is a direct byproduct of ? You'll have to stay tuned for that particular video. Endurance does correlate to a couple of things, and if you don't know what they are, you're just throwing darts in the dark. All right, what happens when you get a new mouthpiece and it feels fantastic? 5 days later, you feel like you're in a trough, in a gutter, and you're playing worse than ever, and the mouthpiece, you're just swearing at it. And a few days later, it goes into your shoebox, and you go back to your old mouthpiece. What is that all about? Well, this is a video called The New Mouthpiece Fake Out. And it happens to everybody every time they fall in love with a mouthpiece and start playing on it, and then things go south. We're going to talk about that and what you can expect and how long it will take to typically come out of that inverted bell curve. Got a video coming up on practicing and how there is no substitute. And I thought about that long and hard because I get lots of questions every week. In fact, what do I mean by lots? I mean 15, 20, 25 questions. Hey Kurt, do you have any tips on how I can improve my lip trills? Hey Kurt, do you have any tips on how I can increase my range? Hey Kurt, I can play a double G. I'm in 9th grade. Is that good? Well, let's just put it this way. There's no shortcuts or weird tricks that will make you play fantastically in just overnight or 24 hours or just a week. There's no substitute for practicing, and we're going to be talking about that. Let's see, what else are we going to go on to here? Excuse that, I'm getting some calls and some text messages. One of them, ironically, is an alert from Facebook. Somebody asking a similar question I just talked about. Okay, moving right along. Russian roulette range building is going to be another video coming up. Russian roulette range building. What's that all about? Well, we're going to talk about it in the video. Surviving as a musician and teacher. What do I mean by that? Just hard work and building up your student roster, getting lots of gigs? No. It's a lot more thought-provoking and future goal-oriented than that. And this is going to be an awesome one that I'm coming out with. Brass players. Ranking of the hardest music to perform on average. So I'm going to be ranking music from the easiest to the most difficult. And as I rank them, I'm ranking it based on the average music you encounter in that particular performance vehicle or particular chart. For example, a third trumpet cornet part in a concert band, a community concert band. I'm ranking that as quite easy. And then it's going to go all the way up to playing advanced brass quintet music. All the way even past that, playing lead trumpet on the most difficult, challenging pieces. So anyway, I think you're going to like that. Let's see, I had a couple more. Now these videos are in my mind, but they're not existing yet, the ones I just mentioned. Let's see here. I'm going to have a video coming up talking about the difference in studying with me live versus my recorded tutorials. I think that's quite a lot of interesting pedagogy, both realistically and then in the new electronic age, the media format of, digital and video. You have to wonder, well, which one is better and why? So anyway, we're going to be talking about that. Another video coming up is, what is it like to be a professional player with weak range? What, you ask? Could that be possible? Oh, yes it is. It's possible to be a professional player, whether you're classical or jazz or commercial, and not have a very good range or endurance. Why is it possible? Well, of course, if you're an extremely likable person, and extremely friendly, and extremely open-minded and very polite, people will hire you. And you might get a job over, maybe you might get a job over someone like me who has a very, very strong personality, who has a very huge leadership core built into their personality and kind of dominant. So there might be some people out there that want to hire a happy-go-lucky, easygoing, beta kind of follower. And that's what happens a lot in the music industry. And so as a result, you do have players that do okay on the gig. They're not the best players, but they're the most friendliest, they're the most easiest going, the most likable. But yes, they do have problems with their range and endurance. We're going to talk about that. Let's see what else. I got a video. This is a crazy video, but it's not even about playing a brass instrument. I do a lot of working out, and I do a lot of different things to stay healthy and to stay young looking. When you're not 28 years old anymore, you got to start watching different things. So this is going to be geared for people kind of around my demographic, over 30, 35 and beyond, how to stay healthy and look younger, especially if you're a single guy. Now, this is a video for men. So if you're a single guy or recently divorced and you're beyond 30, I'm going to tell you why you actually want to be as youthful and as energetic as you can, and give you some tips on what I do. All right, so let's now go to some existing, believe it or not, on my YouTube channel. I probably have 30 to 40 videos that are already done, uploaded, but they're rough cuts, and they need to be edited and have the spit shine put on them, and captions and titles and things like that. So let me just go through a couple of these. Let's see here. Where are we? I just caught my new breath support promo on YouTube, so this is good for anybody that has to use their wind power to produce music. Could be a vocalist, flautist, bassoonist, of course, any brass player, woodwind player. Let's see, where else here? I got to go to the first page here because there's a couple things I just wanted to make mention that are actually already up and running on my channel. And if you haven't seen them, you definitely want to search for them. I just finished the part 2 of advanced trumpet exercise to practice roll in and roll out without your horn. Hopefully you've had a chance to see the first one, part 1. And if you have, you definitely want to catch part 2. This is a really cool exercise to really increase your strength. It's an advanced trumpet lesson. And actually, I think it'd be appropriate for some other brass players too. So if you don't play trumpet, but you play another brass instrument, you might still want to check it out. And I have about 8-9 videos scheduled from several live performances I did with the Maynard Ferguson tribute. And you're going to be seeing these come out kind of strategically over the next week. The sound quality is actually good, but the mix is actually horrible. I talk a lot about it in the description that my microphone wasn't working and there wasn't enough room on stage, and the 4 trumpets had to come down near me, and they sound like they're playing triple F dynamically the whole time, and the blend is off. And so anyway, but yet it still shows, making a great effort for Maynard Ferguson and doing a tribute for him. Did 8 songs in that particular evening, and I consider doing 3 or more songs a tribute, a Maynard Ferguson tribute. Doing 1 or 2 songs, with at a jazz festival or with a big fat band or whatnot, or whatever band that you're in. If you're professional, I don't consider that a tribute. I consider that just you're playing a solo. You're playing a Maynard Ferguson solo. Once you get into 3 songs and beyond, now you are involved in a tribute for Maynard, because it becomes more like a concert, right? So you can expect to see several songs that I did live. And again, just beware that the mix is just horrendous. Sorry about that. We thought it was going to come out good, but certain things weren't working during the performance. And also, I was having a really, really bad chop day that day. Things just were not going that well for me, and you'll hear some of it when I flub up on some different things on these different songs. Let's see what else. Just go down the pike here. Just pardon my delay here. Just scrolling along here. I do still have several. I think there's probably 7 or 8 or even 9 videos left in the if this routine is the holy grail to playing trumpet, then why aren't we all doing that? Have you seen some of those? Where I go through some of the more popular mainstream routines. And I believe there's still 7 or 8 that I need to go back and touch on. The most recent one was Frank Minier. And I even put up some playing clips of him. Guy had just tremendous chops. He had a pretty good routine that was based on octave slurs and octave glissandos. I mean, he had other stuff, of course, but that was the essence. Also, there's more to come as far as the Maynard Ferguson tutorials. The most recent one I did was the Give It One tutorial, how to play like Maynard Ferguson. So there's been a couple of those. I think Green Dolphin Street's already up and running. So you can expect to see three or four more of those coming down the pike. I got a video in regards to my new Bob Reeves mouthpiece, but the video really talks more about the valve alignment. He sent me 6 pads, and I go through those pads and show you, how I did the DIY valve alignment from Bob Reeves. So that's going to be coming. Job security for musicians and teachers. That's going to be another one that's already done. It's just rough cut. It needs to be edited and put together, and some different things done with it. But it's actually already on the channel. It's just not made public yet, not published. Oh, let's see here. Got a couple of scales with articulation up into the extremely high double range, like double E's and double F's. So you're going to see a couple of those pop out. Let's see what else. I'm just scrolling through some pages here because they're just, I got to be honest with you. A good portion of my videos, I don't even know what they are anymore. There's just too many videos for me to go through. I mean, it's just, I'm actually now way over 700. It's my goal to get to 1,000 at some point. It looks like it is kind of creeping up on me. It's just hard to find my videos and remember what I've done because I do so many videos. Let's see, what is this? In case you haven't seen it and you're a younger cat and you're interested in trying out for things like All-State and Honors Band and Solo and Ensemble and Drum Corps, DCI and stuff like that, I have a pretty cool drum and bugle corps audition tip video that you might want to check out. Let's see here. Yeah, let's see. Keep scrolling. Yeah, I have that breast support video that I'm looking at right now. That's just a promo, and there's actually a 4-week course that you can get for that. It's some of my best techniques for breathing for compression, mainly. And they're likely a good chunk of techniques that you've never even heard of before, unless you know somebody that has already taken lessons with me. I got 2 review videos coming out about me, people that have spent 4 months in my course. I had a guy that was doing that in Vancouver. He's from Montreal. He's a beginner, actually. And he was in Vancouver, and he just flew to Belgium, so now he's hanging out in Belgium, and he's in a band there. He's a beginner, but he did make some decent improvement, so I got to put that together. Let's see what else here. Let me keep strolling. Pardon the delay here, but I'm trying to find a couple of these other videos that are. See, that's what I'm talking about. I got so many videos that I don't have them all memorized, and I wanted to tell you about the Holy Grail ones because I have several. Those are important, and I think they're of interest to people because many of you have tried different routines with some success or limited success or no success, and so you probably would be interested in what I have to say about them. I got that series that have already come out, the Tester Skills with Maynard Ferguson. One of them was Spinning Wheel, another one was Nice and Juicy and Bluebird Land. So if you haven't seen those are on there. I've already finished the 3 installments for the compression breathing. There's the first, second, and third. Those are all done. In case maybe you caught one of them and haven't caught them all. They're all up and running now on my channel. By the way, a side note, if you're interested in hearing awesome original folk, reggae, and rock music, where the acoustic guitar is at the main center of attraction, you'll find several videos and recordings of my brother who just recently passed away in August of 2016. So I'm trying to keep his music going. I think he was a much better musician than I am, very creative. I mean, he had almost close to 100 original compositions, and many of them were already recorded. before he passed away. So if you're interested in something like that, you'll be able to find him. His name is Jubal. You'll be able to find him on the channel. Another side note, I have the course 3/4 of the way done in Spanish subtitles. So if you follow some of my stuff and your main language is Spanish, in particularly you don't even live in the United States, you live in Spain or Mexico or another Central American country that predominantly speaks Spanish, and you're a player, you can expect to see my big 16-week upper register course to come out probably as early as January, but more than likely it's going to be in early spring, February or March, and it'll have all the Spanish subtitles, so you're going to actually be able to go into my course and get something out of it. Let's see what else here. In case you haven't seen this one, I do a review of the Herbert L. Clark Technical Studies for Bass Clef. Yeah, a lot of you trombone and baritone and euphonium players aren't aware that that book is actually transcribed, I believe, by Claude Gordon for bass clef players. So I do have that review. It's already there. You can check it out. I'm not going to keep scrolling here. I think I've already gone through probably 80 or 90 videos that I'm just scrolling through here while I'm talking to you guys. Trying to make my way to that Holy Grail stuff and just throw out a couple of routines in case maybe you're already working on it right now. It just seems like it's going to be forever and a day to get there with that. Oh, in case you're not aware, I do have a really awesome video for people with braces. Probably kids, but sometimes adults have braces. So it's been quite successful for the people who have already watched it and utilized that braces tutorial. I have a series called Quick Trumpet Lesson Advice, and you might want to check that out. You can just search Quick Trumpet Lesson Advice by Kurt Thompson, and there's different topics in there. For example, the 3 quickest ways to ruin your tone and sound, the 1 trumpet instructor to always avoid, reason not to take anybody's advice on the trumpet forums. And that's a no-brainer. I mean, couldn't a 15-year-old be on there, masquerading as a seasoned professional teacher? I mean, it's possible. Not only is it possible, it has happened. So anyway, you can YouTube search Quick Trumpet Lesson Advice from Kurt Thompson. You're going to see a whole bunch of videos in that series. Let's see if I can find that Holy Grail stuff. Oh, by the way, also I'm just running through Jaco Pastorius. I know a lot of brass players are not going to want to sit there for a couple of hours and watch the whole documentary, so I pulled out some interesting clips in case you're interested in Jaco, the world's greatest bass player. They're little tidbits. Most of them are under 10 minutes, and it just kind of gives you, a taste and a glimpse into the life of Jaco Pastorius before he got famous until he passed away. Okay. Oh, here we go. So in this series about the Holy Grail, I've already done Arnold Jacobs. Some ones that are already recorded, just haven't put the finishing touches. Maurice Andre, Maynard Ferguson. I've already done Bob O'Neill's casual double high C method. I've done Don Jake Jacoby already. Louis Maggio has already been done. These are ones that you can search right now and watch. 37 weeks to double high C, it's already there. Cat Anderson method is already there. Some that are there but that aren't published yet. Jean-Baptiste Arbin, Herbert L. Clark, Charles Colin. Development and maintenance of technique, John J. Haney, who was the big guru at North Texas State University. Let's see, Bill Adam, I've already done that one. James Stamp, it's done, but it's not published, so you haven't seen it. Balanced Embouchure BE by Jeff Smiley, it's done, but not published. Clint Pops McLaughlin is done, and you can watch that one. This is in the if it's the Holy Grail, it's a trumpet playing, why aren't we all doing it? So right there is 6 or 7. Frank Minier method's already done. Mystery to Mastery, Greg Spence, it's done but not published, so that'll be coming at some point. Carmine Caruso is done, not published. Donald S. Reinhardt is done but not published, it'll be coming your way. Roy Stevens and William Costello, this is all about the Holy Grail series that I got. That one's already done and published, you can search and find it out. Spitbuzz, Tongue Controlled Embouchure, Jerome Callett, that one's already done and published. It's been published now for almost 5-6 months. Claude Gordon, Holy Grail, has been published for now quite a long time. So anyway, there is a ton of stuff. If you add it all up, what I just mentioned on this preview of coming attractions, there's a good probably 40 videos that I have coming your way. A good chunk of those are already recorded. They're on my channel. They're just not published because I need to put the finishing touches on them. And then I have, as you heard at the very beginning of this, quite a lot that are in my head. They just haven't manifested themselves into reality yet. But anyway, I just kind of wanted to, I guess, pique your interest a little bit, get your curiosity going about what's coming up. Sometimes people like to know in advance, things that are going to be coming down the pike, especially if you're a subscriber. And by the way, if you're a subscriber and you know other brass musicians that might benefit from some of the stuff that I'm doing, well, heck, give them a heads up and have them come on over here to Your Brass Instructor at YouTube and subscribe, and you can turn them on to some of the different stuff that I've been doing. Okay, so it looks like I got to turn it over to Casey Kasem at 102.3 KHIGH. Yes, that's K-High. Trumpet high notes, baby. So Casey Kasem is coming on next at 5 p.m. And Casey Kasem has lots and lots of good stories to tell. And he's got that really good top 40 radio voice. It's been a pleasure giving you the heads up on the preview of coming attractions for Kurt Thompson, TrumpetSizzle. That's TrumpetSizzle.com and Your Brass Instructor. I hope you have a great week. Until next time, bye-bye.
Thanks again for watching this video. I hope that you got something out of it. Sometimes I make a video just to make you laugh. A lot of times I make a video to educate you on something and maybe even help solve a problem. So I hope something like that occurred for you in this video. And while you're at it, again, subscribe, click on my website link, and go on to the next video. It's lovely out here. Have a great day.